Hi everyone, I'm Nix and welcome back to the pursuit of stability and peace. So this month's budget is going to be very different. It's the budget of May 2025 and it's going to be from the 24th of April to the 22nd of May. This day usually changes depending on my work's payday, because that is a specific date, but it obviously lands on different days. And if it's on the, for instance, if the date is 25th, if the 25th falls on a Saturday, then the 24th is when I actually get paid, or when they release the funds and it actually appears in my account. Every account is different, but for me, it normally appears on the day that it's released, which is just the day before the 25th. If the 25th falls on a Sunday or a public holiday, or essentially a Sunday, then they still pay it on the Friday. So in that case, it would be reflecting into my account on the 23rd of the month. So when I do my closeout, the closeout will depend on when the 25th is, what day the 25th is. So yeah, this, as mentioned before, is going to be very different, and it's also a consequence of my car breaking down. As if I wasn't stressed enough already, I also started getting hounded by and intimidated, in a sense, over a medical bill that my medical aid didn't cover last year. I didn't know this until a few months afterwards, because we had some issues with them processing the claim. But I was under the impression that it was sorted out. That was my mistake. And those two things messed up my budget even more than it already is. So it's going to cause me to delay some other payments that I wanted to start making, but ended up not being able to. And I'm actually praying that this would be the last month that I'd essentially suffer like this, but it's also consequences of my own choices, right? But I will explain more when I get to those specific expenses. And I think there will be another video on the car situation, and going through the debt over that car situation. So without further ado, where is my pen now? There we go. Okay, so I am sorry, I can't write in a straight line like most people. So I am luckily expecting to get 2 extra sources of income for this month, and these 2 specific sources are once a year, and I plan it so that I can get it this month. I initially planned it for it to be a birthday present to myself because I do my own washing and I do it by hand. I don't own a washing machine. And I wanted to take that money and get myself a washing machine. But as a result of my own choices and unexpected things, I was forced to reallocate it. And it's not a train smash. It's more like the convenience of me wanting a washing machine. But I guess we'll live with it for a little while longer. Okay, so the first income is normally my salary from my 9 to 5. So that won't change for a while, and I'm expecting 25,945 and 51. I think I've mentioned this in previous videos, but we also have a stock file that I am involved with a few other people. But essentially, everyone contributes like 250 Rand a month, and you choose which month you want it. So I wanted to do it at the end of for my birthday, but payments are normally done at the end of the month. So sorry, that was my phone. So payments are go off normally at the end of the month. So I chose April, so I'd have it just before my birthday. But that, I'm going to put you as BD stock file. That I'm expecting 2,200. It's actually the amount that I was supposed to what I was supposed to take into account was 2,750 Rand, but I've already used that in last month because there was one person that actually paid me. Actually, no, there were two people that actually paid me because I think some of the people in the stockpile work for the government. They get paid on the 15th. It kind of helped actually to get food for myself last month. Okay, so the other amount I'm expecting is for my birthday. At the office, we kind of started this thing where, because we as support staff don't get any kind of bonus, we decided that we'd each contribute 200 Rand, and it would be paid to everyone on their specific birthdays, right? So for example, luckily this month is my birthday alone, so the rest of them would just pay me my money. I'm normally in charge of this. I don't know who does it. I'm not going to take the responsibility of that, but I'm expecting 1,400 Rand. Okay, now all this in total comes to 2,545 Rand 51. I did my I'm gonna zoom in a little bit more. I did the calculation, but I was also I'm not I didn't have my calculator, so if you see something wrong, please let me know. I did it the old-fashioned way, like we did in school before calculators. You'll notice if you watch my April closeout video that I do also have vitality rewards, but I'm not including this in because I'd like to get it as a source of like a bonus for myself, right? It's nice to have that extra amount that I don't plan for, and then I can put it towards something else. Like, to be honest, it's mostly going to go to food. Otherwise, I'll starve. But um, it's my own little bonus for myself, and also it's not always a set amount. There were a few months last year where I got 0 rewards, but that was also because I got sick a lot and I couldn't do a lot of things. So yeah, that was stressful. Okay, so my budget for this month, here's what I'm expecting. So this with my family also doesn't exactly change, or it won't yet. And I budgeted 4,000 for that. My rent is 9,250. I always get questioned about this. Like, why don't you find a cheaper place, a smaller place? I got this place when I thought I had enough money, right? And it was the best price that I could get at that time. It was close to the office. I was alone. It was convenient for me, and it was clean, because at the time that I was looking for a place, I could not find a place that I was comfortable with, especially because the toilets and the bathrooms in the places that are getting rented out were absolutely disgusting. I'm sorry. And if there's anything that really puts me off, it's the fact that people don't clean their bathrooms properly. But I digress. So I got it. My landlord is amazing. He only increased it by 250 rand this year. But now that I'm on debt review, whenever you apply to look for a new place, they do a credit check. And being on debt review goes against your name. So you are most likely to be declined. But apart from that, I do not even have an eighth of this amount saved so I could put in a deposit for anything, right? So even if I go anywhere, I'd have to find a place that's a lot smaller. And if it's in a complex, it's also not going to be on a ground floor. Like, a ground floor would be minimum 7,000 rand, which is fine, but it won't help me in the long run. And the ones that are cheaper are on the absolute top floor. And because of my chronic condition and my hypermobility, having to climb 4 flights of stairs is very painful. And people can judge all they want, but they would never understand it. I don't think, unless you have hypermobility, you would not comprehend the pain that comes through when you're just walking and randomly your knee decides to dislocate. It's very painful. So that is why this is going to remain the same for a very long time. My goal is to be able to get out of the situation that I am in, because the place I'm in, my landlord told me he would be looking to sell it eventually. And I am praying, this is bad, but I am praying that he doesn't get to that point until I can buy the place, because I absolutely love this place. So there's that. I only pay for electricity, and I am budgeting 850 rand for that. My car insurance has not changed, but I am also planning to call them to see if I can reduce my premium, and which honestly I I know they're not going to do it quite a lot, but if you're in South Africa and you're watching this, when your premium goes up, if you call your insurance company and ask them to reevaluate it, they would, because they rather accommodate your affordability than lose you as a customer. Okay, so that's one of my plans for this month. Hopefully I'll do that within the next week or so. My 7-day notice, this is normally for my car service. I had, because of my car repairs, I had to reduce this. I thought about cutting it out completely, but the thought of not being able to save, especially because my license is due, my car license is due or expires in July, I need to have around 750 Rand there. And it's easier to fork out 300 to 400 Rand instead of the whole 700 Rand. The same with my debt, but I am extra debt payments, but I'm including my medical debt in this, right? So I reduced the extra debt payment by 50 Rand, to 50 Rand, but I decided to start making a 50 Rand payment to the pathology labs, just so these people don't hound me. And if they sell my account to debt collectors, then I'll be charged extra interest, and I refuse to pay another company for it. If they want my interest, they can contact the laboratory and get it from them. I'm sorry, because essentially I owe the lab and not them. So I'm going, in total, I budgeted 100 Rand for that. My debt review also doesn't change. My retirement doesn't change. My fiber, I'm expecting it to go up, but I'm not sure what it's going to be. I mean, we had good news this year, this last week, that the VAT wasn't going to be increased again. But this is consistently changing because service providers are like, oh no, we decided to increase this because we want to. It's how it works, right? And I'm on Vumatel, and I have no shame in saying this, but Vumatel is the worst, has the worst service. If my area had another infrastructure provider, I would pay more to have it with them, because I absolutely despise Vumatel. Every place that I have lived in since this company has started installing fiber, I have not had a good experience with them. Plus, I recently found out that they obviously block certain sites, and you can't really do anything with it. For instance, I have included in this amount is the fiber for my mom's place. They're also more expensive than I am, but they don't have these restrictions because they're on OpenServe and not Vumatel. So Vumatel, extremely infuriating, and you can never get hold of them when you need to. Plus, they really don't care if your entire area goes out. They'll just be like, no, we're waiting for it to be escalated. And the thing is, I don't understand why call centers don't allow outgoing calls, because, excuse me, this is South Africa. People call you because they call you for your airtime. You cannot spend 45 minutes waiting for someone to call you and not expect to lose all of your airtime, and some of us don't have that. That's my little rant. Let me go back to it. My phone, which includes my insurance, is also going to just stay the same. I have put a cap on this, so if my airtime runs out, which it never does because I have my fiber, it's always going to stay the same until my contract expires. My fees, this includes fees for all of my accounts. I have budgeted 200 Rand. I'm not going to change this until I see that it consistently becomes a lot higher, and then I'll adjust it based on an average over a few months. My will policy, again, also doesn't change. My life policy also remains the same. So YouTube is going up this month. I have the family premium because my mom and my sister use it. And this is going up now to 149.99, but I'm including the charges on this, and I'm budgeting 150 Rand. My gym membership fee, which I feel like I'm wasting, but I don't feel like I'm wasting, because if I got the chance, I would 100% go if I didn't have to worry about my fuel consistently, or my fuel affordability. My other online project, I'm still budgeting 110 Rand. This would depend on the exchange rate, but I think I have it covered for a while. So I didn't include my rates here, if you've noticed, but I'm really behind on that. So if I can sort out something for the next few months, I will try and add at least some sort of payment, just so, City of Joburg doesn't blacklist my sister. The thing is, it's just one of those things. So now to my car. So I realized there's a lot more to explain for my car repairs, and I think I'll do that in another video. But I am going to start paying 250 Rand every month, starting at the beginning of May. So this would be at the beginning of May. And then for my fuel and food, that's depending on how far my current fuel will take me and where I need to go. But I am budgeting 800 Rand for this for the month. This is a really, really low amount, and it's not easy to say, but I've cut down my meals to like once a day. And if I cook, I do extend, I have what Indian people would call barakat. It's weird, oh my God. But when I cook, I can't cook for one person. So it lasts me a while, and I know how to, my freezer comes in handy quite often. So when I cook, I can basically eat for like 3 days on that one meal. Don't judge me, but that's it. And in total, my budget comes to 29,145 Rand 27. Now, I know the amount that I'm going to spend is going to be over this, but at least I'm under budget. But if you have to look at it, like I would honestly need an extra what is this, 4,000 Rand every month in order to not worry about anything. Actually, I think I need another 5,000 Rand. It's like 31,000, just over 31,000 that I would need to be able to survive and not stress and be able to save a little bit. But I think I have a plan. I hope it works. But we'll just do what we need to do and hope for the best. I mean, if you don't do anything, then your situation never changes, right? So, anyway, thank you for your time and your support. If you are new, please engage, like and subscribe. I would really appreciate your support, and have a wonderful day, whatever time you're watching this. Goodbye for now.